Welcome to the Promises to Keep audio recording of pages 8 and 9 and 25. You might be thinking, we already read pages 8 and 9 and 25, and you would be correct. However, this time we're going to focus only on the timelines that we see on pages 8 and 9 and on page 25. And we're going to do that in order to focus on the events in American history and the events in African American history and baseball, and we're going to put it all together in class. So this rereading of the timeline and sole or only focus on the timeline itself really helps us to put events in order and give us a perspective of the history of the situation. So please have your book open to page 8. The first event on the timeline is 1619. And it says people kidnapped from Africa are brought to the Virginia colony. 1776. There are approximately 2 million slaves in the American colonies. After the American Revolution, which was 1775 to 1783, approximately 55,000 free black people live in what is now the United States. 1787. The U.S. Constitution does not mention slavery, but it does ban the importation of slaves as of 1808. 1861 to 1865. The Civil War rages between the Union, the North, and the Confederacy, the South. 1863. President Abraham Lincoln signs the Emancipation Proclamation, which frees slaves in the Confederate States. 1865. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution makes slavery illegal everywhere in the United States. 1868. The 14th Amendment guarantees all people born in the United States, including African Americans, citizenship and equal protection under the law. Native Americans are not included. 1870. The 15th Amendment grants all adult male citizens the right to vote. Now we're going to flip ahead to page 25. And we're going to read this timeline, which starts in the top right-hand corner of the page with the year 1845. 1845. There are several myths about how and when professional baseball reached the continental United States. However, it is now commonly agreed that in 1845, the Knickerbocker Baseball Club of New York adapted the European games of the past into the game we know of today as baseball. 1846. The first recorded game is played on June 19th at Elysian Fields in Hoboken, New Jersey, where the New York Knickerbockers lost to the New York Baseball Club. 1869. The Cincinnati Red Stockings become the first openly salaried team and are considered the first professional team. Professional means they got paid for playing. 1876. The first major league, the National League, is formed in New York City. 1882. There are now two rival major baseball leagues in existence, the National League and the American Association. Neither league has any black players. 1884. Moses Fleetwood Walker from Ohio becomes the first black major leaguer when his team, the Toledo Blue Stockings of the Northwestern League, joins the American Association. 1887. White players complain that they don't want to play alongside black players. Baseball owners vote not to offer any further major league contracts to black players. 1920. The first National All-Black League is formed. So boys and girls, this concludes the reading of pages 8 and 9 and 25. We mainly focused on the timeline events for baseball and for African Americans in American history. In class, we're going to make a timeline out of these events in our own words. Thank you for listening. I look forward to seeing you in class.